So hey there guys, in this video we're going to be comparing the two iPhone SEs, the second generation and the first generation. We're going to be seeing how the second generation improves from the first and what Apple has done over the years. Alright, so when this phone first came out, the iPhone SE first generation, it started at a price of $400 with a 32GB version and $500 with the 64GB version. So the new one also starts at $400, so they had a pretty similar starting price. So the iPhone SE has a 4-inch Retina display from the front and it has a 12-megapixel camera. So the iPhone SE, the first generation, has a 1.2 megapixel 720p recording at 30 fps front camera, which was pretty good at the time. So this phone had a A9 chip and it actually had Touch ID, which is really nice. So that's good to know. So the actual battery life of this phone is not known, and so you don't really know it because on the Apple's website, they don't tell you either. So what's unfortunate about the iPhone SE is there are two things. So one is that obviously it's really old, but the second and third thing are that this phone is not able to handle the iOS 13 upgrade. So, and it also does not have a water resistance. So if you drop it or even if it gets a little bit of water, you're in trouble. Finally, on the Apple's website, it says that this phone was available in 32 and 128 gigabytes, which is actually pretty surprising for this old of a phone. Alright, so here we have the brand new 2020 iPhone SE 2, and this phone starts at about $399, which is about $400, and actually has a 4.7-inch display, which is just 0.7 inches bigger than the first generation. So this phone has a single 12-megapixel camera on the back and has a glass and an aluminum design, while the other one only had aluminum. So the glass is a new feature, like a new add-on to these phones. So this phone has an A13 Bionic chip and has Touch ID, but the A13 Bionic chip is a third-generation neutral engine. Unlike the first generation iPhone SE, this one has 1 meter for up to 30 minutes of water resistance, and it is available in 3 different storage capacities like 64, 128, and the RAM 256, which is actually a lot of storage in one of these older phones. So that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. And like I said, now that you know about both of the phones, comment down below which one you thought was worth the price. Because in the years that the first generation came out, it was also $300, $400. So comment down below if that was a good price back then, and if the new iPhone SE 2 is also good for today's market.